welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Ninathesimplekenyangal. So today we are going to be talking about the most unspoken topic, that is low blood pressure. The reason I thought this is the best way to start this blood pressure awareness is, one, most people don't talk about it. Two, most people don't know a lot about it. And three, your life might be in danger and you're not sure why and how you can prevent that from happening. So I have been doing a lot of research from Sunday, yesterday, lots of videos. My head has been aching, so that's why I put on this, because the light is killing me. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, what this video is gonna teach you today is the symptoms to check on, so that you might know if your blood pressure is really low. The other thing is how you can prevent it naturally. And by naturally, I don't mean like we have remedies, but please stay tuned to understand more on that. Before I get started, because I'm sure I might get too deep into this, I would like to give a big shout out to Waruo, the photographer. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot, and it keeps me going. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. If you have learned something, give this video a like, and let's get into it. So low blood pressure is mostly known as hypotension. If your blood pressure is high, it's hypertension. So what does it actually mean? So blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of the arteries as the heart pumps out blood. And it pumps out blood to circulate to the brain, to the hands, to the legs, to the stomach, everywhere in the body, right? It's indicated by two numbers: the systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. So the systolic is the top number and the diastolic is the bottom one. So generally, the systolic BP, when it's less than 90 or 60 millimeters of mercury, that's when you're considered to have a low blood pressure. But it can be okay. You can function well with that as long as you don't have any symptoms and as long as it's not affecting your day-to-day activities. So when does it actually become a problem? It becomes a problem when you have, I have 10 symptoms here, so it becomes a problem when you have on the list 5 of those problems. And the best thing you can do is just seek medical attention, try reduce it naturally, and yeah. So this low blood pressure can actually be a deadly acute situation when dehydrated, taking certain medication. Stress too cannot strike high blood pressure alone, it can strike low blood pressure too. Heart and kidney problems can cause low blood pressure. So what are these signs and what are these symptoms that you should, or signs that you should check into, so that you can know if you are experiencing this or not? One, we have thirst caused from dehydration. So you really tend to feel really thirsty. This is because your blood is not enough to circulate everywhere. Another thing is dizziness. So the brain is not getting the right amount of blood, which affects your ears. And as we all know, ears enable us to be steady, like have that balance of standing up, of walking straight. And yeah, so that's another thing. 3, if you've started losing consciousness. So I think this is really self-explanatory. You start losing consciousness when you're working on something important, and you're like still not there. Another thing, the 4th one, is lightheadedness. So what this does is, when you feel the need to just sit and take a breath, that's a sign that you're experiencing lightheadedness, and you can't actually think straight, like properly. You think yeah, do you actually get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you can't think properly. Another thing is brain fog. It's the same as you can't be able to figure out what you're supposed to do. You are unable to concentrate. Yes, you're concentrated on one thing as of the moment, and then the next you're not there, and it happens. We have palpitation. So this is when the heart tries to pump harder so that you can get the enough circulation on your head or wherever your body is getting the pressure from. Another thing I forgot about the losing of consciousness, you might at some point faint because your brain just shuts off what's not important for the blood to go to. So you just shut off, and then you might actually faint, which is a good thing because it won't stop the brain from working. But it's a bad thing if you're not in a safe place, because you might hurt your head, you might break your leg or your hand, something just might break, right? Yeah, so palpitation, the heart tries to pump harder, and actually you might hear the heart trying to pump, like you can feel the way it's struggling to do that. Cloud and clumpy skin. This is when your skin changes. It's pale. This is because the blood, the vessels, the brain just commands them. It's not important for them to be on the skin as of the moment. It's important for them to be in this part of the brain as of the moment. So can we please stop going that side? Yeah. Yeah, so that's why, that's the explanation of that. The 9th one, we have depression. So when you have low blood pressure, most likely you're not able to do your day-to-day activities as when you're in your normal health, let's say that. Yeah, so you feel really helpless, and this might make you sink into depression. Yeah, another thing is fatigue. So fatigue is in because most of the time this blood is spread towards the important areas of your body. So what this does, it does not give the body enough supply everywhere. So you might have fatigue because your body is not getting enough blood everywhere. So it's not flowing in your muscles, it's not flowing in your hands, it's not flowing in your legs, so you don't feel like really doing anything. You just feel like just staying there and just tired. Yeah. So how to treat low blood pressure naturally. So one thing we have, make sure you're not constipated, and by being not constipated, it comes in handy with drinking enough water. So actually drinking water can really save your life. If you drink enough water, one thing it does, when you have low blood pressure, that means you don't have enough blood to pump everywhere, right? So when you drink enough water, when you drink water, it enables just the blood to be able to freely move and circulate, which cannot have, which this problem might be just a minus, right? So why you should make sure you're not constipated is, since the pressure you apply to poop is mostly in your gut, yeah, it makes the blood less available in your hands and your feet because you're straining a lot, right? Another thing too, modify what you're eating. So this actually came as a surprise when I was reading, because sugary drinks and sugary meals actually makes your blood just go and protect the gut. What this does, when it's running down there to protect the gut, that means we have just enough on the brain and just enough on the stomach. So on your hands, on your legs, there is not enough. So most likely you might feel the dizziness and the other symptoms, right? Yeah. Another thing, medication. So the medication might prevent the vessels from tightening up when standing, and performance enhancement medication, for example Viagra. So because these types of medication might really push your blood to work as harder as it's not used to, and what this does, of course, will increase your chances of having a low blood pressure. Certain medications apart from Viagra that might prevent that might make you have some such symptoms of low blood pressure is if you're suffering from a kidney problem and you have kidney medication. What else? Heart problems too, and you have a heart medication. That too can enable low blood pressure. Another thing you can do is, so if the medication is the problem, you just go back to your doctor or your pharmacist, and they advise you on what can work together from this, yeah, just to be able to keep your condition in hand. So another thing you can do is raise the bed from the head. So if you're sleeping on one pillow most of the time, let's say you're not in the hospital and you're sleeping on the pillow one pillow, it's good to have it adjusted. Maybe you sleep on 3, another one on the back, another one on the other part of the head, so it's highly adjusted. What this does, it enables the blood not to go too much in the kidneys, so it reduces the amount of urine that you're gonna pee in the morning, and it restores the liquid in the body. Yeah. Yeah, so like for example, when someone faints, what do first aids actually recommend? It lifts up the legs, right? Yeah, legs up. So this is the other way around. Raise the bed from the head side, so the blood pulls downwards. Less amount of blood is going to the kidneys at night and making you urine less in the morning, so the liquid is restored the heart is not pumping too much, it's working within its means. Yeah. The fifth tip, do your movements slowly. If you're around your siblings, I'm sure you're gonna be called a nanny or an old whatever, but you know what you're doing, and just take things easy, because your body as of this point, it just needs time and patience to move slowly and be able to just compose itself with time. Yeah. So I hope you have learned something new. This is something I have actually experienced, and I would like you guys to learn from it. Yeah. So next topic, we're gonna go on Young Mom edition. We're gonna talk about low blood pressure in pregnancies. So I'm sure it will be a handy topic, but we're gonna crack it. So I will see you guys next time on the next video. I hope you have learned something new. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, turn on the notification, and if you know someone who is suffering from low blood pressure, just share. See you guys next time. Bye.